Okay, well, we need to start to push the record on the camera. Okay. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Okay, have you started recording? Okay, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, I got a static on the honor guard.
I don't know, they told me to wear it now.
Looks good, man. Looks good. I like it. I like the color. Yeah. Yeah, it looks awesome. Hello.
Flyover, what? There's gonna be 2 flyovers for Seaman. Are you messing with me? No, Schweitzer. What? How did I not know all this? Huh? So why is he in uniform then? Oh, I guess he has to be in for. Yeah. You come in a flip flop. But. What? How come I didn't know that?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Master Sergeant Victoria Burke from the 737th Training Group, Detachment 5, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. Today's Basic Military Training Graduation Parade is a celebration of the achievements of these graduating airmen. It is also a ceremony that both teaches and appreciates our Air Force military heritage. Drill is an integral part of military history, a prominence that rests on the fact that its fundamental purpose was to prepare troops for battle. For the most part, drill procedures practiced in the past were identical to the tactical maneuvers employed on the battlefield. It was this aspect of drill which made it such an important part of training. Even today, drill remains a necessary and useful training activity for instilling discipline and esprit de corps. Over 240 years ago, General Washington enlisted the assistance of Baron von Steuben, a distinguished Prussian officer, to help instill discipline. Baron von Steuben arrived at Valley Forge in February of 1778, facing an army of several thousand undisciplined, half-starved, wretched men in rags. To correct these conditions, he set to work immediately and wrote regulations designed to teach the discipline of drill to a model company of 120 selected men. Discipline became a part of the military for these individuals as they learned to respond to command without hesitation. As they mastered the art of drill and began to work as a team, this group developed a collective sense of pride in themselves and in their unit. Watching this model company perform, observers were amazed to see how quickly and efficiently the troops could be massed and maneuvered into different battle formations. Later, members of this model company were assigned throughout the regular army to teach drill. It was through this simple emphasis on drill that the effectiveness and efficiency of Washington's Continental Army were improved. In 1789, Baron von Steuben wrote the American Army's first field manual, the Regulations for the Order and Discipline of the Troops of the United States. The drill procedures placed into effect at Valley Forge were not changed for over 85 years, and many of these same procedures are still in use today. One form of drill is the salute. Since early times, men of arms have used some form of salute as an exchange of greeting, the most popular of which has been the hand salute. This exchange has been preserved, and its use continued in all modern militaries, which inherit their traditions from the age of chivalry. Throughout today's ceremony, you will see the airmen presenting arms as one form of the military salute. The civilian counterpart of the salute is manifested in various ways, such as placing the right hand over the heart when the national anthem is played, or raising the hand when greeting a friend. The military salute is given in the same manner as a gesture of recognition and a friendly greeting to a comrade in the honorable profession of arms. To maintain the proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, ruffles and flourishes, the playing of the Air Force song, the reciting of the oath of enlistment, and the Airman's Creed. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem. Military members in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. After the last note of the national anthem, you may then return your hand to your side. We also ask that all cell phones and other electronic devices be silenced at this time. Please reserve the strictest respect during our oath of enlistment. During this oath, airmen pledge their lives to support and defend the Constitution and our country. Please remember that the flight before you today has endured a unique 6-week journey and is the first flight to graduate Air Force basic military training outside of Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, since December of 1968. At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of our official party. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Senior Airman Jordan Ray and the invocation given by Chaplain Livonia Winford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's pray together. God, we thank you for these young men who have completed their challenging tasks as trainees. Like the phoenix, they have risen above difficulties and have transformed themselves into a brotherhood of airmen. May they be proud of this accomplishment as they graduate basic training today. God, we thank you for all the things that have made this day and this ceremony a reality, and celebrate the hard work and dedication of these new airmen, their leaders, and instructors. We're thankful for all the hills and valleys that their hearts, mind, body, and soul endured during these weeks, and pray that the principles of freedom, justice, and dignity for all are forever engraved in them, and they are able to pass on the significance of this day for generations to come. God bless us all with strength, courage, and wisdom to meet every challenge that awaits, and may we always bring honor to ourselves, our families, and the Air Force. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Senior Airman Ray and Chaplain Winford. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Parade. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander and Command Chief Master Sergeant, 2nd Air Force, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, Major General Andrea Tullis, and Chief Master Sergeant Joe Bass. Today's reviewing officials are the Commander and Command Chief Master Sergeant, Air Education and Training Command, Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph, Texas, Lieutenant General Brad Webb and Chief Master Sergeant Julie Gudgel. Also in attendance with us today, the Commander and Command Sergeant Major, Camp Shelby Joint Forces Training Center, Camp Shelby, Mississippi, Colonel Bobby Ginn Jr. and Command Sergeant Major Gary Graham. The Commander and Command Chief Master Sergeant, 81st Training Wing, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, Colonel Heather Blackwell and Chief Master Sergeant David Pizzuto. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. We have a special presentation added to an already special day. Will Colonel Blackwell and Chief Master Sergeant Pizzuto please take your positions on the parade pad? Today, we honor Chief Master Sergeant David Pizzuto, Command Chief Master Sergeant, 81st Training Wing, for over 37 years of service to our great nation. And now a message to you, Chief Pizzuto, from Colonel Blackwell. Chief Pizzuto, I know there are many people who would have flown, driven, or marched here today to offer their appreciation for your over 38 years of service. But our nation is in a crisis and faces uncertainty. Therefore, we are unable to pay you the tribute in the typical way. As you look out at these graduation airmen who represent our future, I hope you stand with confidence, knowing that your leadership, your courage, your example has helped build an Air Force that can look uncertainty in the face and say, we got this. You are the epitome of our airmen's creed. You are a warrior, you are a leader, and I'm proud to have called you my wingman. You will be missed, but not forgotten. Godspeed to you and your family. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Colonel Blackwell presents Chief Pizzuto with the Legion of Merit and remain standing for the publishing of the retirement order. Military training instructor, place your flight at attention. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit to David A. Pizzuto. Chief Master Sergeant David A. Pizzuto distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Command Chief Master Sergeant, 81st Training Wing, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, from 5 November 2018 to 15 May 2020. During this period, Chief Pizzuto's phenomenal leadership and unwavering commitment to excellence ensured 43,556 airmen were trained, developed, and inspired at the Air Force's second largest technical training wing. Chief Pizzuto's servant leadership and devotion to mission execution proved to be significant as he served as a senior enlisted advisor for more than 12,000 personnel, 3 subordinate groups, and 15 staff agencies while executing a $58 million budget. His innate ability to solve problems and focus on airmen development was crucial in the strategic decisions on initial and advanced skills qualifications awarded to over 58,000 military, civilian, and international personnel in 33 different specialties. Additionally, Chief Pizzuto established and maintained powerful partnerships with local community leaders, which was unmistakable during the successful execution of Thunder Over the Sound, the first ever 2-day joint Keesler and Biloxi air show, where over 900 dedicated volunteers supported 18 performers, 34 displays, and 150 demonstrations, showcasing the United States Air Force and the Thunderbirds to over 99,000 spectators and impacting over 800,000 community members. Finally, Chief Pizzuto's superior leadership was driving force that powered enlisted excellence for Air Force's second largest medical center, which achieved reaccreditation by the Joint Commission Inspection in 2019 during a massive and skillful transition to the Defense Health Agency. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Chief Pizzuto culminate in a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Attention to orders. The Department of the Air Force, Special Order Number AC000158, effective 31 July 2020. Chief Master Sergeant David A. Pizzuto is relieved from active duty, organization, and station of assignment, and retired, effective 1 August 2020, per AFI 363203, in the grade of Chief Master Sergeant, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. And direct your attention to the sky above as one of the Keesler assigned 815th Airlift Squadron C-130s with an all prior enlisted flight crew flies overhead with Chief Master Sergeant David Pizzuto's retirement flag on board to pay tribute to the more than 37 years of service that he has given to our nation and the United States Air Force.
You might want to get off me for the plane today.
Coming in from the right. Basic Military Training would like to extend a special thank you to our colors team for today's ceremony. Colors were provided by the 81st Training Wing's Base Honor Guard team, led by Technical Sergeant Christopher Simpson. Military Training Instructor, place your flight at ease. Now focus your attention on the flight and the instructors before you. From your left to your right, our Military Training Instructor team leading Flight 389 is Team Chief, Technical Sergeant Eileen Echaluse, Military Training Instructor, 737th Training Group, Detachment 5, hometown, Saipan, Mariana Islands. Team member, Technical Sergeant Rashawn Duffy, Master Military Training Instructor, 737th Training Group, Detachment 5, hometown, Pensacola, Florida. Team member, Master Sergeant Rubian Asado, Master Military Training Instructor, 737th Training Group, Detachment 5, hometown, Washington, District of Columbia. Military Training Instructor, please present the flight.
Sir, I present flight 389.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of Ruffles and Flourishes. Military Training Instructor, place your flight at ease. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating airmen before you today represent a portion of the 35,000 recruits who will complete basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the enlisted corps of the greatest air and space force in the world. Military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Air and Space Force. This flight has endured a unique moment in our country's storied history and has proven to be up to the challenge. Their resilience, fortitude, teamwork has led them to this moment of graduation and carrying forward our history and our legacy. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our detachment honor graduates, as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduating airmen in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, and service before self that they have sustained, displayed throughout military training, earned them this outstanding distinction. Airman Basic William Calder, Airman Basic Paul Alvarez, Airman Basic Ahmed Perry, Airman Basic Coswan Brown, Airman Basic Austin Radis. Before the airmen recite the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all the families and friends who are with us via live stream in support of our graduates today. Your words of encouragement help motivate these airmen through 6 weeks of basic military training. On behalf of the United States Air and Space Force and Air Force Basic Military Training, we extend our thanks to the many families and friends for continuously supporting our airmen and the greatest air power that the world has ever known. We would now like to direct your attention to the skies above as the 2 distinctive C-130 Heritage tails flying overhead belong to the 189th and 314th Airlift Wings from Little Rock Air Force Base. This C-130H, with the bright yellow, red, and white, is part of the Arkansas Air National Guard's 154th Training Squadron and pays homage to their roots as the 154th Observation Squadron established between World War I and World War II. The C-130J, with the black and white invasion stripes, is part of the 314th Airlift Wing and pays tribute to the 314th Troop Carrier Group, whose elements led paratroop drops during the D-Day invasion of World War II. The lead aircraft is a C-130J piloted by the 314th Airlift Wing Commander Colonel Stephen Hodge and crew from the 62nd Airlift Squadron. The sister ship is a C-130H piloted by the 189th AWCC Colonel Dean Martin and crew from the 189th Operations Group.
Yeah, it does hold.
Chief Master Sergeant Gudgel will now come forward and address our graduated airmen.
All right, it is a great day to be an airman in today's Air and Space Force, and I know that you are grinning under those masks. Normally you'd be very stoic and very serious, and I can see those smile lines coming up.
Should be clearing
So
it now.
congratulations. But I'd like to start off first by talking with your families who are watching this via live stream at home. So mom, dad, brothers and sisters, I mean, look at your airmen. So I know this is not what you imagined for the basic military graduation. You had big plans. You're going to be down here. You're going to have your matching t-shirts on, run out there and get your airmen the biggest these are the professionals. Now you can see their faces, they don't look so scary, right? These are the professionals who made
Give me a second to
these
fix this.
wonderful airmen who they are today, who brought them into the Air Force as civilians and made them professional airmen who are going to go out and represent our Air Force in so many great ways. Thank you so much for what you do. 2 months ago, General Webb and General Tullis sat at a table at the 37th Training Wing and said, what can we do? What is possible? And what you've done here is you've taken the possible and you brought it to Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi. You brought it to Camp Shelby with our Army partners.
That's right.
And you created quality airmen who are going to represent our Air Force. They're going to be your co-workers in the future. So thank you so much to our MTN Corps for coming down here and making this happen. So thank you very much to our MTN. To our graduates. This is huge. So since you arrived here, all you've heard was this is going to be a historic event. We've not left Lackland Air Force Base in 60-some years. You're going to come to a place called Keesler Air Force Base.
That's right.
And make history. Colonel Lackland was waiting for you. You got here, very excited to receive you and Chief Pizzuto. You know, in our history, we've had to remain flexible and agile. We never know what's going to come our way, whether it be the 9/11, the coronavirus, or a conflict in the future. What you've learned here is we can fight through this, we can be flexible, and we can get the mission done. And so thank you for coming here to Keesler and making history and trusting within these MTIs
I know, I'm
to
trying to fix
train
it.
you as the most qualified airman you've ever tried to Keesler Air Force BMT. You set the bar high. People are coming in behind you with what you've done here. You know, in our history, basic military training has been as few as 2 days during the Korean War when we brought people in and in-processed them, and as long as 13 weeks. And you've proven that we can get it done in a short amount of time and still have the same quality airmen coming through. So thank you. The other history piece here is you got to see Chief Dave Pizzuto retire in front of you. And we always talk about training our replacements. And look at him, he's beaming over there. Because we are in good hands. Because you are our replacement in the United States Air Force. You are the future. You're going to take this and you're going to run with it. So thank you for joining our Air Force family. Because that's what you are now. You are part of a huge Air Force family community. So welcome. But speaking of Air Force family members, I want to introduce you to my wingman, the Commander of Air Education and Training Command, Lieutenant General Brad Webb.
Thank you, Chief. Well, good morning, everybody. I want to add to Chief Gudgell's remarks a special thanks to the families. Thank you for entrusting your loved ones to the world's greatest air and space force. Thank you for tuning in live and in grappling with the challenge that we have with us today. Chief Gudgell, thanks for the remarks. Chief P, congratulations to you. Really proud of you, Chief.
Thanks, sir.
General Tullis, thanks for inviting me out here. And really to the MTIs, to the staff, and to everyone that made this monumentally historic event possible on a moment's notice. If anyone ever knew all the instantaneous things that had to happen to make this graduation possible, I can only appreciate it, and from the deepest bottom of my heart, I thank you for all the work. Folks, this is a historic occasion. Not since 1946 have we had graduates graduate from Keesler. And it wasn't Keesler Air Force Base. It was Keesler Army Airfield. From 1941 to 1946, we graduated airmen here. It was during contingency operations. It was during a defining moment known as World War II. Obviously, you are in a contingency environment today. You are in a defining moment. It's called COVID, but it is nonetheless real. So you will be joining here in a few minutes and being part of that legacy. A legacy that includes folks such as Chief P over here, Chief Bob Gaylor, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force number 5, who recently turned 90 years old. Here's your homework assignment if you don't know who Chief Gaylor is. YouTube getting hot fries. Everyone loves hot fries. If you don't know that story, you need to know it. Absolute legacy in our Air Force. Then Airman First Class John Levito, for whom this building is named after, the youngest Medal of Honor recipient of the United States Air Force, who saved his aircraft and his crew with grievous injuries as he moved a smoldering ammunition out of an airplane. This is the type of legacy that you will be joining. Now, I talked about defining moments. We serve in defining moments. World War II was a defining moment. For my generation, certainly 9/11 is a defining moment. There are no airmen serving in the United States Air Force today or the United States Space Force that have had the experience that you are experiencing. You have proven by getting through this training that you have the gumption, you have what it takes. You know that there's a way and you find it. This is setting the defining moment for what will be your career. COVID-19 may be a defining moment, but it doesn't define who you are as an airman. These last few weeks at Keesler Air Force Base have defined that. You will take these experiences, you will take the addition of serving under unique and difficult circumstances with you for the rest of your lives. And for that, I can stand here as your commander and say, I'm finding you worthy. So graduates, I have just one question for you. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest air and space force? I think they're ready.
Gentlemen, please stand. General Webb will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders. Of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers. Appointed over me. According to regulations. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, Airmen.
Thank you, General Woods. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the Air Force song, followed by our newest airman reciting the Airman's Creed, and remain in place for the departure of our official party.
My mission is to fly, fight, and